our next speaker is Lindsey Walton. Lindsey Walton is amazing. She's from Accenture. She's First Data and AI Group. She's out of my, she's in my state. She's in Houston right now, but she's all about recruiting. She's got 16 years in the recruiting industry. She's always trying to find the right job for the right person. And she focuses on doing that by understanding what the current situation is and discovering where they want to go, what that future is about. I know you love being outdoors, but help people understand how to master the interview. I can't wait. Thanks so much. And what's your power word for this year?
Collaboration, like we're doing in this summit. Learn from each other and grow.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Hi, everyone. So Lindsey Walton, Data and I Recruiting Lead for Accenture. I've been interviewing both candidates and interviewing hiring managers and coaching them for almost 17 years. I'm very passionate about making it a win-win situation for both parties. I hear stories from candidates. What should I put on my resume to get an interview? What if I don't have the necessary experience or skills, but it's all through like educational or a boot camps? Or what if I interviewed and wasn't selected? How can I go from interview to get that offer to join the company? So I hope today, you will all learn something new and become confident in your next interview and get that job, your dream job that you want. So thank you, Tanya, because your segment kind of goes into mine. And I feel like it always starts with your resume. So your resume is your brand. This is how you're selling yourself to a company to get to that interview, to get to that mastering your interview. So you want to make sure your resume speaks to your experience. Make sure that's, clean format. It's work that you've done. It summarizes projects that you've worked on, your training, your certifications. Don't worry about if it's from a boot camp and you don't have professional technical experience if you're trying to transition your career. Put it on there. That can be talked about in an interview. It shows your passion or how you want to get into that field. If you need help with bullets on your resume as it relates to the job that you're trying to get to that interview, if you have roadblocks, look at other job postings that are similar. Obviously, don't plagiarize, but kind of worded it around your experience, even if it's project-based, code or camp-based, or if it is professional experience. Just kind of craft it to where it's your experience, and just be mindful, of course, of the length of a resume, depending on your years of experience. Now, you also want to have a LinkedIn profile. I, as a recruiting lead and a recruiter, and all my hiring managers at Accenture, 9 times out of 10 are checking LinkedIn. So if you don't have a LinkedIn profile, get one today. Recruiters also use that to source candidates to flip to interview. So to get you the master of the interview, make sure you have a LinkedIn profile. Again, have it mirror your resume. The skills, the tools, certifications, all those keywords. Again, recruiters use that to source, to flip, to make that connection to flip to an interview. And then make sure, professional picture. Even recommend putting like a message under your picture instead of having maybe your job title. Do like looking to connect with companies hiring for Azure engineers or data scientists. It shows your mission and what you're trying to accomplish. So for me as a recruiter, I'd be saying I'm in Houston, Texas, looking to connect with Azure data engineers in Houston, Texas. It's when you do those connects, it's already kind of showing the mission of what you're trying to accomplish. Join as many groups as possible. Ask for recommendations. Recruiters, hiring managers look at that, especially pre-interview and sometimes during your interview. Now, when you get selected for the interview, do your proper research. Know the company, also know your interviewer. Know what we're, for example, Accenture, know what we're doing if you're applying to Accenture role in the news. That all helps as talking points and shows you're engaged and interested in not just a job, but also the company. And going back to LinkedIn, this is a little, tip and I recommend, especially if you're trying to get into an organization and you're not wanting to be one of, say, like you submit a resume and you're one of, 100 applicants and you're not hearing back and you don't necessarily have someone that within the company. I'll use my company and I'll use Houston, Texas as another example. Say you're looking for a data scientist role, even if you may be entry level, but you have some educational experience. I highly recommend, once you create your LinkedIn profile, go search a data scientist within Accenture at Houston, and you can make you can do it like a comment. I think you can do like 1 or 2 liner. Hi, I saw that you're a data scientist. I'm looking to get into Accenture and get into this field. Would you have a few minutes to chat with me? They were once in your shoes. So there's a good chance they're going to respond to you. You have those connections. Now you just made a warm potential introduction to my company versus, again, one of 100 of people that maybe not know anybody that's in the company. So highly recommend you do that. Now, going back to your interview, the proper research, prepare a list of questions, expectations day one, what's the team dynamic, the types of projects that I'm going to be working on. This mastering of your interview is not just about the interviewer's questions. You should also be interviewing them to see if this is the right opportunity for you. So it needs to go both ways. You got to make sure it's the right fit both ways. Prepare an introduction. This is your elevator pitch. Usually the first question recruiters and even hiring managers ask is, tell me about yourself. They're wanting to know as it relates to the job and your history as it's your professional experience or educational experience. So prepare your elevator pitch, practice it, you type it out, write it out, talk with, practice it with a friend, a colleague, get comfortable, feel confident. Practice makes perfect, but make sure it's as it relates to the job that you're trying to apply for and get. It can be project work, again, it can be educational or professional. Just make sure you have examples and show that passion of why you want that job and want to join the organization that you're applying to. Get in the right mindset. Again, practice makes perfect. Know your resume. I always say, bring a pen and pencil. I know we're all virtual right now, but even with that, pen and pencil, showing that you're writing notes while you're asking questions. Interviewers going to see that, showing that you're dedicated, you're enthusiastic about, what his or her responses are, you're engaged. Do that, the extra mile. And then there's a methodology called the STAR methodology. I don't know if you all are aware of that. It's what I started my career with. It's a situational, task, action, and result. If you apply that methodology to your whatever project or your experience that's on your resume, it's going to help you make the conversation more than just like a one-liner or a one-word response. So you can get the conversation flowing. So on your resume, as you have, your bullets of the responsibilities, maybe before your bullets, you have the overview of the project. The project's going to involve the situation and the task. The action's going to be your bullets, but then you can also talk and have a conversation about the results. Again, showing more than just one-liners. It shows your engagement, shows what you did in your role to help master and take it up to that next level. And then maintain, good body language, eye contact, have fun. That is the key word, have fun, but also still remain professional, smile. And then, to end the interview on a positive note, ask for feedback. Just say thank you. Just say, is there anything else that we didn't cover that you would like to know about me? I'm happy to answer anything else. You can ask about next steps, but 9 times out of 10, they will talk to the recruiter, but ask about anything about you want to know about me that we haven't covered. And then, write a thank you email, follow up, why you feel like you're fit for the role. It doesn't have to be long, short and sweet. I can't tell you how many hiring managers that come to me and they said, I was really appreciative of them. They found my email address. You can reach out to the recruiter to ask for the email address. They may be sensitive about it. Sometimes you just email your thank you note to the recruiter and they'll forward it on, but sometimes hiring managers are fine and they appreciate that. So doing that extra step. So your resume, your LinkedIn profile, your networking, you're practicing your interview, you're researching, you felt confident in your skills and your passion, the value that you can add, but also with the value that company can add for you. And you should master your interview. I'm happy to connect with anyone on LinkedIn. I'm happy to help anyone with, their resume. Feel free to reach out. I'm passionate about this. So I'm here to help you. I truly appreciate everyone that's coming to the summit. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Lindsey. Oh my gosh, that reminds me, about this guy that I know who what he would do is he would actually send personal notes to 100 people in a week on LinkedIn.
Wow. Yeah.
He got 10% back, but it made all the difference in the world because those 10%, then he would continue to update them on what was happening, what he was doing. And then he moved himself into all these major roles. So I love all these tips. Thank you so much for being here. That was fantastic.
Thank you. Appreciate it.